Hey guys, I have the pleasure of being here with one of my personal friends, world-renowned chef, Chef Chris. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, Jeff?
What's going on, baby? Good to see you.
You as well. You as well.
So I want to start off by, letting Chris talk about, and don't be modest, man. You're a modest guy. You don't really brag about yourself, but I want people to know everything you've done and all your accomplishments. So you can say as much as you want, but say a lot because you got a lot to say.
Absolutely. So I decided to get out of the Army, which that's where I met Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
This 2013, I decided to go on the venture of being a chef. I knew that since I had been in the Army, and this was going to be my second career, that I had to go full speed ahead, right? Just dive right in. So I went right to culinary school the exact same month, probably about 2 weeks after getting out of the military.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay.
Went right in. 'Cause I knew if I took a break, then I probably would never do it.
Smart.
Right? So I went in, and I found the best restaurant in El Paso, Texas, because that's where I went to, El Paso Community College.
Shout out to El Paso. Yeah.
Shout out to El Paso. It's hot and it's beautiful. So I went to school, and I was working at Cafe Central probably about 3 days a week. So 5 days a week, I'm going to school. 3 days a week, right after school, I go straight to the restaurant. And I had the vision that I want to be on the hotline, right? I was making salads, and I was like, man, I could see the line from there. I was like, man, I want to get there.
Yeah, so it's a progression. So you don't start out just being a high-level chef. You got to work your way up.
Got to work your way up. So I started working there. I ended up seeing a documentary on Ataneia, which is a 3 Michelin star restaurant in Chicago. So I knew that I wanted to work.
What does that mean? What are three? What is three? What?
3 Michelin.
Okay.
So in the 1900s, the Michelin Tire Company, they started a rating scheme to rate restaurants, and they wanted people to use their tires. And since you're driving around, we want you to go to the best restaurant. So 1 star means you should stop there. 2 stars mean you should go out of your way there. 3 stars means you should travel around the world to go to these restaurants.
That's pretty. So you learned something. Right. Educational. All right.
So I ended up sending them an email. Okay. As I was progressing through working at Cafe Central and working at Saute Line, I just wanted to continue to grow. So I knew I had to work for the best restaurant. So I ended up going to Ataneia. I worked there for 2 days, did a 2-day working interview, and then they offered me a job.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Yeah. So that was your foot in the door, your start.
That's right.
Cool. Okay. So what happened next? Where'd you go from there?
So I worked for Ataneia for about 2 years. Okay. And then I decided to take a different approach. So I worked for Home Chef, which is a meal kit delivery service in Chicago.
I like that. I like the meal kit thing.
Yeah, I know.
E2M Kitchen plug.
Shout out to E2M Kitchen, right?
Yeah.
So I did it. I did it for a little while, but I was still very young and very ambitious in the culinary world. So that wasn't quite the right fit for me. I still want to,
building your resume.
That's right.
Gotcha.
That's right. So I left there. I worked for the Virgin Hotels. I was one of the sous chefs. That was my very first sous chef position. It was exciting. I learned a lot. Learned how to do banquets and feed hundreds of people, as opposed to creating these tiny dishes that are very interesting.
How to multiply a recipe.
That's right.
Gotcha.
That's right. I left there to work at a restaurant in Lake Bluff called Innovazi, which was a farm to table. So that's where I really learned how to work with fresh, local ingredients, making amazing experiences for people with local farmers and building those relationships. It's very important to me that you stay local.
I like that a lot.
Moved to South Carolina.
Okay.
Worked for a private club, which was a very interesting experience, completely different than the rest of my experiences in the culinary world. It was very meat and potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I had the opportunity to introduce them different techniques and ways of preparing food, which was very exciting. Then I ran into you again.
That's right. So what people don't know is, I have a fitness company, E2M Fitness, and I try to give my clients everything they need to be healthy. A part of that being healthy is, a good, solid, healthy diet. And so at the time, Chris was actually, we reconnected, and he's one of my clients at the time.
Right.
So he was like, hey, Jeff, I can help you out, because a lot of people don't know how to cook healthy. It's just the reality of life. And so Chris made some soups for me.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I'm not even bragging about this, make it boastful. Best soup I ever had in my life. And I had people in my office trying it, because I was in the military at the time. My wife, everybody loved it. And so I was like, hey, Chris, can we get the recipe to this soup? And so that's the difference between a home chef, somebody who cooks, and a high-level chef. The ingredients, how you prepare it, it was not easy, which is, a testament of all the things that built your resume to get you where you are today.
Right.
But now let's talk about your claim to fame now, because Chris is a famous chef. So how'd you get there?
So getting ready to move back to Chicago, I'd applied for Chopped. I've seen Chopped since its inception. It was one of my favorite cooking shows. Always wanted to be on those cooking competitions. I'd applied for Chopped. I got the call. Okay. So I moved to Chicago, go back to Ataneia to be the sous chef.
Okay.
So, that was a really big accomplishment for me. So being able to lead one of the best kitchens in the world was astounding. So I get the call to be on Chopped.
Man. We all know what Chopped is. That's a popular show.
Popular show.
Yeah.
I fly to Knoxville. I knew I was going to win. I don't mean to be boastful or I just felt it.
My God.
There's no way I came all the way, to Knoxville, Tennessee to not win. And I won. It was crazy. My daughter was doing college tours, right? Because she was trying to find what college she wanted to go to.
So hold on, we can't skip that. You say you won, Chop?
I won.
Chop.
Crazy experience. That was the first time really being in front of the cameras, right? The cameras in my face, the guys, it's hot. I broke my deodorant. So this little really behind the scenes, little stressful situation. So I broke my deodorant. We had to be there like 6 in the morning, so I didn't have time to go in there. So I had a little piece of deodorant trying to put this on, hoping that when I was competing, I didn't smell like a Whopper.
I love it, man. That's a part of the story, man. Part of the journey, man.
Yeah, it was a crazy experience.
On that,
I appreciate that.
Well, hold on, you got a new show coming up too, right?
That's right. It's called 24 and 24. 24 chefs competing for 24 hours to be the last chef standing. This airs on the 14th of April. 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm super excited.
Now, if you end up watching it after that date, that means you can go back and watch it, because you're going to see my guy on the big screen.
On the big screen.
I like it. So are you excited about that?
Super excited.
That
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So you said 24 hours. It's kind of like a competition where they put you under pressure for 24 hours. Tell us a little more about that.
So it's 24 chefs, and we're competing for 24 hours straight. 8 shifts, so 8 different kinds of challenges. The very first challenge was the speed challenge.
Okay.
So you'll be able to see me move it at 1,000,000 miles an hour against some rock star chefs. This dish was actually inspired by one of the dishes I created during one of those challenges.
I told Shane, my videographer, I said Chris is fast, so we won't be here all day. But so a speed challenge. So that's the first thing you have to do. Okay, cool. I like that.
I can't give you too much details about it, but you gotta watch the show.
You gotta watch the show. Okay, cool, man. All right. And what's that again? What's the name of the show again?
24 and 24, The Last Chef Standing.
All right.
Food Network.
24 and 24.
Yep.
Last Chef Standing.
24 chefs.
Okay.
24 hours.
The Food Network. Let's get it. All right.
All right.
This is your kitchen today, brother. I'm your helping hands. More so, I'm a happy observer.
Right.
But you tell me what you need.
We're gonna get you involved just a little bit. All right. So this is a play on dirty rice. So I grew up eating dirty rice. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. So I got that Southern in me. Last year had the opportunity to go to New Orleans with my partner, and we went there for a birthday. We had some dirty rice, so we actually got to take a cooking class and really learn how to make some authentic New Orleans cuisine.
I love that. And that's key, man, because I tell everybody in every profession, you always got to be a student of your craft.
Absolutely.
So what was that like, getting a class from, you've been doing high-level chef stuff. So what was that New Orleans cuisine class like?
It was amazing. So we ended up going there for Tempest's birthday, and we had the opportunity to have a one-on-one with the chef.
Wow.
So we really got to understand, how much the culture is impacted by the food. And, we want to share a story when you're cooking. So being able to understand how it really affects the people, that was a great experience. And, now you know how to do it authentically.
Man, New Orleans, that Creole Southern cooking, man, it's woo. I've been to New Orleans several times.
Really?
I used to go there to the Essence Festival.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm excited about this dish, man. I'm probably more excited than you are. It's all good.
So,
I love some dirty rice.
We're going to start off with the Trinity. The Trinity is bell peppers, onions, and celery.
Okay.
We're going to sear off our meat first, but I just want to give you that, that thing about the Trinity. Cool. Instead of rice, we're using cauliflower rice.
Keep it healthy.
Keep it healthy. No dairy, no gluten.
There
low
we go.
Carb.
Dairy-free, gluten-free, low carb.
So we're gonna toast this cauliflower rice, which is just cauliflower that's been diced up. You can use if you're doing this at home, you got a head of cauliflower, you can use a box grater and grate it. Okay. So we're gonna drop the rice in there, hit it with a little bit of olive oil.
Looking good already, you ain't cooking nothing.
And then we're gonna use this E2M Kitchen house seasoning.
There we go. All right. That's what I'm talking about.
So we're gonna season this nice and heavy and give it a nice mix. And then it's gonna go into the oven.
Good deal, man.
And this is where I need your help. Okay. To just dump this on that pan.
Okay. All right, man. I'm nervous. My hands are shaking.
Don't be shy.
Good stuff. So let's spread it out?
Yep. Just dump it on and just give that pan a little shake.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm gonna start dicing up our vegetables because we really want to get everything started at the same time. Multitasking. So half of this onion I'm gonna use for our sauce. So typical dirty rice has offal, which is like gizzards from the chicken. We're not gonna use that.
How about that?
Yeah.
Like organ meat.
That's organ meat. That's right.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna put a little twist on it because not everybody eats those gizzards and stuff. We're gonna make a sauce made from these caramelized onions. I'm gonna slice up some garlic and throw it in this pan, and that's how we're gonna make our sauce. Add some anchovies for that umami flavor and give it some of that richness that offal would give in this dish. I'm gonna put this in the oven while we're talking. We're gonna get some color on it.
You know, it's so funny. A lot of people, like when they hear anchovies, like I don't eat anchovies by themselves, but a lot of dishes that we eat every day have anchovies in them.
Yeah.
So it's like, why do chefs use anchovies?
So anchovies give you umami. Umami is that sixth sense. In Asian cuisine, that's what they call it. And it actually makes you want to continue to eat. Imagine going to the Chinese food restaurant and 10 mintes later after you finish eating this big meal, you want to eat some more.
I like it.
Right? Because it's that umami that keeps you wanting to come back. And also adds a level of salinity. So it gives you some salt without having to use salt.
Oh, okay, cool. I like it. Okay.
So I'm just gonna dice this up and add it right into a pot, a little bit of olive oil. So we want to caramelize a little bit more. We want to caramelize these onions. So brown them. We want to make it sweetness. We use no sugar in the E2M Kitchen.
It's what I'm talking about. See, making it happen.
That's
man.
right. So we want to
healthy stuff.
Coax out some of this sweetness from the actual vegetables itself. We're gonna hit it with a little bit more of this E2M house seasoning. This is gonna help it start to sweat or release all the liquid. Turn this up just a little bit more, and I'm gonna slice up some garlic. We'll add some garlic to that, and we'll let that cook.
So what do you like most about being a chef, Chris? What do you enjoy? Like, because sometimes people have professions, and over time those professions get old or they get tired of doing it. What makes you continue to love being a chef?
I love to nurture people.
I love it. Okay.
And cooking is nurturing. Right? That's how I spread my love for my people. I had to cook for my sisters. My mom worked a couple of jobs when I was growing up. So it really became part of my life to really start to cook for people. And that's, I get to nurture people in that way. And then I get to create.
I like it. So how do you challenge yourself? Because I know, you like you said a minute ago, you take cooking classes from different types of cuisines. How do you stay sharp in your skills? How do you keep progressing?
So my partner and I, we go to as many restaurants as we can.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we like to go out to eat. We want to see what's going on in the culinary world and then see what everybody else is doing. That way I can stay relevant. I also take cooking classes. I download apps. I read recipes. So it's everything that I can do to stay in the game.
Okay. Man, we gotta work on a cookbook for you, man.
That'd be great.
We gotta get that going, man. Because you can put all your stuff into a book.
Yeah. I actually have a PDF watching on the website. What? It's gonna be about 10 recipes. You get it in a week, right before the show airs.
We'll make sure. We'll make sure we put your website and everything in the captions of this video, so you know exactly how to find Chris.
That's right. Well, I appreciate that.
That's me.
All right. While the sauce is working, we're gonna get ready to sear the meat. So we're gonna sear this meat, and then we're gonna cook everything else in the same pan.
Okay.
If you would just rinse out the rice bowl for me, please. We're gonna turn up this pan, get it nice and hot, so we get a nice good sear on this beef. We have another E2M Kitchen seasoning.
Oh yeah.
Our Cajun seasoning. You can't have Creole without Cajun seasoning.
That's the cool thing about E2M Kitchen, man. We make our own season blends, man. That's what's up.
I love that.
Okay, come on. Fry that out for you, Chris, and I'll give it right to you.
Jeff, this is so exciting.
Hey man, listen. I used to be a professional dishwasher for fast food restaurants. So it's all good.
Nailed it.
I got this cleaned up for you, man.
Thank you very much.
No problem, boss. So you got onions and you got garlic in there.
That's it. So we're just going to let this cook down, start to caramelize, because it's going to give some color and release that sweetness.
So what's your philosophy on seasoning, Chris? I mean, some people, you know, they're really heavy on the seasoning. Some people are really light and they let the different foods bring out its own flavor. What's your philosophy on seasoning?
I want to hit you with a flavor bomb.
Okay.
So I'm going to go heavy on the seasoning. You know, say I'm searing some beef.
Okay.
I want to go hard with the seasoning.
Okay.
You want to get that nice color. Right, and that's really going to accent the flavor. So I want to make sure that everything that you eat makes an impact. We're going heavy on the seasoning.
Man, listen, I'm ready to hit the fast forward and get to the eating part.
Right, especially if it doesn't have any salt. Right, so you know you're not adding any sodium, so you can go as hard as you want on the seasoning. I recommend you season it. Ground beef is in. You want to spread it out just a little bit.
Good deal.
Hit the sink with this. Nah, we won't need this again. But I'm gonna step back here and wash my hands. If you would, just stir that sauce a little bit.
Yeah, man, with this spoon right here?
Yep.
Ooh. Hey, man, I get to stir the sauce. Yeah, man, This thing smells good, baby.
It's simple ingredients can make just such an impact. You just gotta treat them right.
Got the videographer nose sniffing up in you. See, Shane and I, my videographer, we get to smell all these good meals while they're being made. And so we're already anxious to eat the food before it's already done.
I know that's right. You got to taste as you go. So we'll get to a point where you can start tasting things.
Okay, it's all you, chef.
Oh, you're doing great.
Oh, yeah.
You feel like you did this once or twice.
Hey, man, I know how to stir canned soup and all that good stuff.
All right, so I mentioned we want to season heavily. So I'm going to hit this with a little bit more of this Cajun seasoning.
And what normally does Cajun seasoning consist
of? Chili peppers, onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, paprika, and chili.
Okay, cool. Like that.
Yes, we'll let this start to caramelize. So a lot of things that young cooks do is move the stuff in the pan.
Okay.
We want to let it sit there, and you want to let it get that color. Right. So we're gonna let this sear.
Hold on, it might be a home tip for me. So you put your ground beef in the pan, and you don't start chopping it up immediately.
Not immediately.
Okay.
Right, because you want to get some color, which is gonna add more flavor. You want that texture. You want those brown, crispy bits. Right. It's just like eating a burger. If you were to start to move your burger immediately, then it'll be a great burger. Wouldn't look good, wouldn't taste good. You like that crispiness, that saltiness.
Well, you guys can't smell this, but it smells good already. Onions and garlic and the beef.
So while this is permeating, I'm gonna start cutting up these vegetables.
Okay.
I'll show you a little trick. You cut the top and bottom off of the bell pepper, and then you can cut it all up in one shot.
Okay.
To get all the ribs and seeds out. Man, you just kind of roll it.
Yeah, I see all these chefs do knife work, and they make it seem so easy. Like all you do is just this. I'm like, it is not that easy.
You just roll that.
I have messed up many a bell pepper, dude.
Oh man, you know it takes practice. Repetition is the father of learning.
That's true.
I remember when I first started cooking. I wanted to be able to toss things in the pan. I want to be able to just and not spill it everywhere. I went through about a pound of rice. I had an empty saute pan, and I would just toss it and toss it and toss it. Rice would be all over the floor. I'm sweeping up rice every other day, but now...
That's finesse. You got to learn how to finesse.
That's right.
Cool. I like it.
The flick of the wrist. Now we're starting to get some color. Releasing some of those juices, and now we start to chop it up. And then we're going to leave it alone again.
Okay.
Continue to let it brown. So we're going to cook everything in this pan.
Okay. So this is basically a one-pan meal.
One-pan meal.
Oh, wow.
It'll take a half an hour. It might take us a little bit longer because we're gonna take our time and really show you the ropes.
My goal is I really want people that, you know, if you are not used to cooking without a whole bunch of butter and creams and heavy fats and that kind of stuff, to learn how you can make really flavorful meals without all that stuff. Not saying that's bad, but it's good to have some healthy things in your diet as well. So I'm really hoping that you're able to take these things and make it yourself because, I mean, Chris is a great chef.
I appreciate that, Jeff.
Yeah, man.
And I totally agree. You don't need butter.
Yeah.
You know, there's healthy fats that you can use, olive oil, avocado oil.
Yeah. Now, I know a lot of chefs are. It's a real big challenge to not use those things like a lot of butter and cream and that kind of stuff. Do you find that as a challenge for you to learn how to make vegetable foods taste as good as if they had those fats without them?
It was at first. But the more that you experiment, the more experience you get. Like you can manipulate a vegetable. You can use different emulsifiers to make it creamy. Okay. Right? I'm going to make this sauce creamy without adding any cream to it. Okay. Just by cooking down the vegetables, low and slow, blending it up, adding a little bit of fat to replicate that fat. You don't have to have bad fats or saturated fats.
I like that. It takes a little bit more of experience
That's right.
to bring out those same flavors without the butter and cream and that kind of stuff. Okay.
It's all about how you manipulate the food. You can coax anything out. You can do whatever you want with food, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah. Now, what type of cuisine would you say is like your favorite cuisine? What is your personal favorite?
My expertise is experiences, right? I love all kinds of food, so you can't put me in a box, Jeff.
Okay. I like it. Hey, that's
I like food, right? But when I'm presenting a meal, I want you to have an amazing experience. So I think our rice is nearly there. We're getting a little bit color. I'm gonna take it a little bit further. I want it to be nice and brown. So we'll let this continue to rock.
Cool.
So I got this cauliflower cooking at 425. We just want to get some color on it, get it a little bit crispy, but still have some texture. We want to have that bite that we would from the rice.
Got you. Now, I know a lot of people, they're getting more accustomed to using cauliflower rice in place of normal rice. Do you find it that you're able to manipulate cauliflower rice the same way you do normal rice, or there's still some changes in there?
No, you can treat it exactly the same. Okay. Cauliflower is a vegetable. You can eat it raw.
It's true.
So you can play with the different textures that you can get from this cauliflower.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's a great alternative.
Man, there we go. Now we're getting it. Sounds good, man. It sounds good, man. I like it, man.
So we're trying to replicate the color that you would get from the offal. Okay. The offal. So we're gonna get some nice caramelization on these onions. Bring out the sweetness before we put them in the blender. We'll use our stick blender. Okay. Any blender will work. Okay. But we just want to get these nice and soft, nice and tender. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit more of our house seasoning. The first round of the seasoning was just to get the vegetables to start to sweat. So we're gonna produce its own liquid. Now we're gonna add the flavor. And give it a little mix. Man, I'm telling you, I spent hours and hours trying to learn how to do this.
I like watching people do things, especially things that I don't know how to do. So I'm gonna go home with some rice and try to keep it in the pot. But it's all good, man.
All right, so now our meat is nice and brown. Smell it. Now we're gonna hit it one more time with the Cajun seasoning. Okay. And I love that this is low sodium, so you can just continue to add all that flavor. And we're gonna remove this to the side, and then we're gonna start sauteing our vegetables in the same pan, and then we're gonna bring it all together at the end.
Now I know when it comes to one-pan meals, I think a lot of people who are busy, one-pan meals are a great option for them. Do you find yourself making a lot of, because you're also a private chef.
Right.
Do you find yourself making a lot of one-pan meals for your private clients?
I gotta be honest with you, Jeff. I use every pan in the kitchen.
Oh, I love it. I love it, man.
My partner Tiffany, she was like, I'm not cleaning the kitchen after you. You use all the pans, all the dishes. But I do. I use a lot of pots because I'm making a lot of components. I want to layer different flavors. However, when there's a need, I can definitely condense it down to one pot.
I like it. So, I mean, with you being, a chef by profession, do you enjoy making the bigger meals, more courses?
Absolutely. Okay. That's your opportunity to be more creative. Yeah. I get to show my creativity. I get to, again, create an experience.
Right.
Yeah, I love it. Anytime I can make you a multiple course meal.
Yeah.
And I love vegetables, so I like to highlight the vegetable. I want to show you a vegetable and manipulate it in different ways that you've never seen before. So I'll make a carrot, and then I'll make a carrot crisp, a carrot puree, right? You're using the carrot tops for garnish.
Like that, man. Good stuff.
Use the whole vegetable. Broccoli is one of my favorite vegetables. I noticed that people don't use the stems. The stems are very, very good when they're roasted. They get nice and creamy.
Wow. So have you traveled and tried different cuisine around the world, Chris?
Absolutely.
Okay, what's some places that you visited and tried?
The last duty station where I decided that I wanted to be a chef was Okinawa, Japan.
Oh man, yeah. I was super close to being stationed in Japan. That's a crazy story for a different day, but I was super close to going there. So tell me about that experience.
That was an amazing experience. It's probably one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard that.
We was there for about 4 years.
Okay.
And man, everything was good.
Yeah.
Everything. We had soba. I had soba is a Japanese wheat noodle, and it's in a very aromatic broth. It could be pork, chicken, beef. It's one of the staples there in Japan.
Okay. You were there for 4 years?
4 years.
Man, that's what's up.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And you were still in the military, so were you still just interested in trying the different cuisines at that time?
Yep. So everywhere I go, I wanted to taste something new. That way I can kind of learn my craft. I was very interested in cooking. Now, I saw a documentary on Bobby Flay. You know, we had, what was it, AFN?
Yeah, AFN. Yep. So AFN is like the American channel when you're in a different country, where they always show American TV shows when you're in a different country for the military.
Yeah. I saw a documentary on Bobby Flay.
Okay.
And he didn't graduate high school. I graduated high school, so I was like, man, I could definitely do this.
That's what's up, man.
That's when I decided to go full in on this culinary journey.
That was a turning point for you when you decided that you wanted to take it to the next level.
That's right.
I love it.
So our onions are nice and caramelized. They're nice golden brown. I'm going to just turn them off.
Okay.
We'll come back to them in a moment. I'm going to let them cool slightly, and then we're going to blend them.
Okay.
But we want to continue to get our vegetables going. So the rest of the trinity is the celery, bell pepper, onions, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, nice and colorful. That's the biggest thing, man. You like a lot of different vegetables in your meals?
Oh, I love vegetables.
I love it.
Carrots are my absolute favorite. That's why I mentioned the carrot dip.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the smell of the trinity together. Once I add this celery, you're going to be able to tell the difference in the smell. It's going to really start to permeate.
So you've been on 2, national level cooking shows. What do you find as for somebody who's into that kind of stuff and they like watch cooking shows, what do we not get to see? What's the behind the scenes stuff that you don't really see with these shows? Is it really as raw as it looks, or what's some kind of behind the scenes stuff? Whatever you can share.
It's really as raw as it looks.
Okay.
So when I competed on Chopped, they gave me the mystery basket. Okay. I really had to think on that moment what I was going to make.
On the fly. Yeah.
On the fly.
Man.
On the fly. I thought it was some TV magic, but actually seeing it behind the scenes.
They're really rolling the whole time. They don't take a commercial break and kind of hustle you a little bit, right?
Crazy experience. So now I'm adding a little bit more of that house seasoning. Yeah. Jeff, this is really good seasoning blends.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to the E2M kitchen chef.
Yeah.
Doing her thing.
My guy, Andreas. So at some point I got to get you and Andreas combined on something.
Oh,
I'm
love
gonna
that.
figure it out. I don't know if it's gonna be a cookbook, it's gonna be something. I want to combine the two because both of them are superstar chefs.
So I like to clean as I go. So we're gonna wipe this all down, and then we're gonna get ready to blend together our sauce.
Cool.
We're gonna let this continue to rock and roll. We're gonna look at our cauliflower.
Looking good.
Nice and golden brown.
I like that. Looking good in there, baby.
Nice and steamy. We're gonna give it just a little bit longer, and then we're gonna fold everything together, and then we'll eat something.
Okay.
Are you hungry?
Oh yeah. I've been hungry, brother. It's all good, man. I came here starving on purpose because I knew Chris knows how to cook.
I love it. This is a great opportunity, man. I haven't cooked for you in so long.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man. I have. I'm gonna share this picture with my clients, but I have a picture where I was still in the military, and Chris brought me the soup that I was talking about, the proof. He brought me the containers of soup, and so I didn't want to share that back when I was still in the military, but that was a key moment between Chris and I because before that we were just friends and military members, but seeing how far he came with his cooking and culinary journey, I was mega proud of him, and I'm still mega proud.
I appreciate it. You've been supporting my dream.
Come on, man.
Since I can remember.
Yeah.
You saw me. You saw the greatness in me, and I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah. And there's more greatness in you, my brother.
Absolutely. The ball is just getting rolling.
For sure.
All right, so I'm cutting up a little jalapeno because you can't have Creole food without a little bit of spice.
Jalapeno. All right. I want to see if my guy Shane starts sweating on the camera.
How you feel, Shane? So I want to mince this kind of small.
Good.
I don't want you to have big pieces in here.
Right.
And then we'll work on our sauce. Super excited about this caramelized onion sauce.
And you're based out of Chicago now, right, Chris?
That's right.
Okay. Now, what's the Chicago food? I hear a bunch of stuff about Chicago food scene. What's that like?
Let me tell you.
Okay.
Chicago has the best food in the United States. We travel all over the country, and we have not found anywhere that does food better than Chicago.
Chicago's where it's at, huh?
The thing is, it's such a melding pot of cultures, and for the neighborhood ratio to the different kinds of cuisines, I mean, you don't have to travel far.
Okay.
Excuse me, Jeff, we're done with this, so I'm gonna put this away. You don't have to travel far. You can go right down a couple of blocks and get something good.
So everything is. So I know I like traveling to New York City and stuff like that, and so there's so many things in a small area. Like you could be in one block or a couple of blocks and not have enough time to see everything in a weekend.
That's right.
So it's the same thing for Chicago. It's like everything is really compact.
That's right.
So
you can drive 5 minutes and you're in Little Italy. Go another 2 minutes down the street. Now you're in Greektown.
I like it.
Right.
Okay.
So amazing opportunities for food, and we're on the hunt for the best burger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love burgers, man. That's dope, man. You make a lot of burgers yourself at home?
Oh yeah, I love a smash burger.
Okay. All right. We gotta figure out how to make that one time.
What's your favorite kind of burger?
Man, I keep my burgers simple, Chris, man. I'm just like, I don't do a lot of condiments and all that. I just like the meat and some form of cheese when I'm having my cheat meal. So
cheat meals.
Yeah, so some form of cheese and a little mayo, a little mustard. And I keep it super simple.
Oh yeah, that sounds just like a part of cheese.
Yeah.
Not too
super
much.
Simple. I like it.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make our sauce now. The sauce is 1 onion.
Okay.
Well, half an onion.
Okay.
3 cloves of garlic.
Okay.
A tablespoon of Dijon mustard.
Okay. Now, how'd you learn so much? I mean, just throughout your culinary skills, or how'd you learn so much about these flavor profiles? And I mean, because you're making these things that people buy already pre-made, you're making it from scratch.
Right.
So how'd you learn how all these flavors work together?
So it was really about figuring out what I wanted to make, right? And then figuring out how could I replicate what it was. So I had to do a couple of test runs.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
What can I do that looks like?
Got you.
What can I do that tastes like?
Got you.
And that's kind of how it came together.
Ooh.
And I figured caramelized onions. Caramelized onions go good in everything.
Okay.
Right?
I like it.
And once you brown them out, you get some umami from the anchovies, this is anchovy paste.
Okay. So again, it's anchovy paste. So hearing anchovies making y'all freak y'all out.
Right, you're not getting the whole
fillet. You're not
fillet.
seeing a fish in there, so it's all good.
I hit it with the cumin already. We're gonna hit it with some more of this house blend.
Okay.
A little bit of sherry vinegar for some acid.
Okay.
And then some olive oil to add in that fat. So you don't have to have butter to get the fat.
Okay.
Right.
A lot of olive oil, for sure.
And we're gonna marry these all together
good,
in a minute.
Yeah.
So this is ready. We'll put this on low.
Okay, cool.
We'll add in our ground beef back into the pot.
I love watching professional chefs cook. It's just like, it's different. You wouldn't expect how all these things will come together, and they all come together amazing.
And I mentioned emulsifiers earlier. So this is things that will make things bind without having to add cream or dairy. Okay. So this is a little bit of xanthan gum. Okay. You can buy this in your grocery store. Okay. It's relatively cheap, and you don't need a lot of it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna add about 1/8 of a teaspoon there.
Okay.
And this is gonna make this sauce really like stick together.
Got you. school stuff, man. Making a sauce from scratch.
That's right.
I like that, man. That's the stuff. You know, when it comes to eating healthy, I know a lot of people have a hard time with being able to stick to it. But if you're able to make really good meals, it's not as hard as you think.
Right.
It's all about the kind of food that you're eating. If you're eating unhealthy food because it's heavy with sodium and that kind of stuff, if you start learning how to cook, or you buy E2M kitchen meals, wink, wink, you're able to find foods that are healthier, that taste great, without having to have that desire for more unhealthy things.
And anything you can eat unhealthy, you can make it healthy.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Because,
Right.
I mean, you know, there's restaurants that sell dirty rice, but it's not going to be as healthy as this dirty rice, and that's for sure.
And this is going to be equally as delicious, without a doubt.
Now, what all did you guys get when you were in New Orleans? What kind of things did you get to eat?
So we took a gumbo class.
Okay, gumbo's a big one. Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah.
Shrimp etouffee.
Okay.
Bananas Foster's, which is an authentic dessert, which is just bananas.
Okay.
Caramelized. So good thing to make on a cheat day.
Okay.
Bananas Foster's. You put a little bit of banana liqueur, bananas,
Yeah.
a little sugar.
Okay.
Burn it.
It sounds good for sure. So you're using the cauliflower rice as rice.
That's right.
You toasted it, seasoned it, and toasted it. Okay.
Seasoned it, toasted it. We just wanted to get some color, get a little bit of texture on the rice. And that's it. We're gonna get ready to plate it all up.
Man, that looks good stuff. I'm excited about it. Good stuff, man.
Man, I'm telling you, practice.
So total years of cooking, Chris. How many years?
Professionally, 11.
Man,
11 years.
What's up, man. That's what's up. 11 years.
And I'm 100% living my dream. And it is great to see how, come back full circle.
Yeah,
right?
Oh yeah, man. Hey, look, I'm happy to be here with you, bro. Because I'm telling you, man, this look good. I'm gonna take out I want to get a picture with my camera real quick, because this looks great. You're doing big things over here. Yeah, baby. Good stuff.
All right, so we're gonna put a little bit of sauce on the bottom of the plate. We're gonna hide it, so as you start to eat it, it's gonna build more flavors for you.
Okay.
A little bit right in the middle.
Oh yeah, let me get a shot of this. This is a money shot.
So this kind of looks like if you were to have gizzards.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound as fun talking about.
Well, there's so many things that go into culinary stuff that people don't know about, and you hear if you knew the ingredients, you'd be like, well, I didn't know that was in there.
And then we'll hit it with our rice.
Okay. It looks good,
right
man.
Over the top.
It looks good, man.
And if you're feeling, very creative, you want to make it a little fancy, you could put some shaved jalapenos over the top, some very thin sliced onions.
Yeah. I like this, man. And you are going to be able to buy this meal and have it at home, because this is going to be a featured meal in E2M Kitchen.
How exciting is that?
I love it, man. Because people see stuff on TV and they may not have the time or the skills to be able to reproduce it. That's why I want to have this series of featured chefs in E2M Kitchen, so that if you see a chef make something, you can actually have it yourself at home. That looks good, man. That looks good,
Jeff,
man. I'm ready, man. I'm ready, my brother. All right, let me grab. Let me grab some silverware out of here, man. Hold on, grab this fork. Is it ready? Is it time, Chris?
It's time.
All right,
this
man.
Is it. As simple as that.
Good stuff. Let me get a little bit of that sauce under there, man. Let's see this. What's about to go down here? All right. This is a celebratory bite of my brother, my friend, world-renowned chef, Chris, man. Thank you, brother.
My pleasure. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, you already know it's going to be here. On point. Delicious, nutritious. You have fun. Chris, anything you want to leave the folks with, man?
Man, Jeff, you are 100% the epitome of having a plan and executing it and changing people's lives. It's countless amount of lives that I've just seen you change over these years, and I'm so happy to be a part of this kitchen, or happy to be on this podcast with you, man. It's amazing. Amazing to have you, have me here, brother. That's great.
Well, hey guys, I love y'all, but I want to go finish this food, and I want to eat on camera. So thank you, Chris.
It's a pleasure,
bro. All right, we out of here, man. Y'all be good. Peace.